your home, your happy place. I think my channel is actually called Debbie A. Stoley. So thank you for joining me again. Today we're going to start my Christmas traditions series. And so the first one we're going to do is the first one that my husband and I started when we first got married. Because that's when we started them. I don't know if we had, I don't remember having a lot of traditions. I do remember one tradition that we carried on from my family growing up. But I'll save that for when I get to that one. So this was the first year that we were married. We happened upon an ornament that said, first year together, 1979. And we bought it, and we really weren't thinking too much about, what that meant. What I do know is that we continued to buy an ornament every year with the date on it. But by the time we had children, which was our 5th year of marriage, we got something really special, and that was baby's first Christmas. It was so cute, and if I had my stuff and it wasn't in storage, I would totally be showing it. But next year, I'll show them. So my first one, my son was born, and he had 1984. You can figure out the math. I think he's 37. He was in a little baby swing, and at the top over it, it said baby's first Christmas, and then there was a little tray, I think. I sometimes get them confused, but it had something, and it had the year on it. And then I don't guess the next year, let's see, my boys were 17 months apart, so maybe there was 2 years as far as Christmases go. We got my other son, it was 1985, so it was the next Christmas. He got a baby stroller, and he's in it. It's got a little umbrella over the top, and it was so cute. And it has, again, baby's first Christmas and 1985. Then my daughter came along in 1989, and we had a globe that you plug into the tree, and it had it made the snow come up when it was plugged in. It also lit up, and there was a little mama bear holding a baby bear in a rocking chair, and she rocks back and forth. Super cute. Okay, so that kind of is the start of it. We had one every year. We bought one when we got a new house. Anytime we moved, or bought a house for some reason, because there was times when we had bought a second home, like for our boys when they went to Purdue, or when we started a vacation rental business, we actually bought them because they were new houses. It was something new in our life to remember. So that's kind of what it is. We don't always just buy one anymore, because sometimes it's hard. There's so many special things in a year, and I can't remember what we bought this year. I have 2 new grandbabies, but those just came in April and August. So it was, I didn't buy ones, although I'm going to. I didn't buy any for that. I think that we went to Nashville and stayed in an historic hotel, the Hermitage. And I love getting, really special ornaments when we travel. So it just causes you to remember that vacation. So I don't know if I got one there. I remember being at the gift shop and buying a coffee table book from them, and a mug, because I collect they're pottery mugs that have a place on them. So this is another thing I do, but that has nothing to do with Christmas. So back to Christmas. I don't know what we got this year, and I don't know where it is, but I know I bought one. And so at this point, we've been married 42 years. So this is the joy of it. But back to the tradition. Now, when our kids were let's say 10, 12 years old, and you pull out the stuff for Christmas, it just really becomes a very special family time, because you're unwrapping these ornaments and you're going, oh, this is when you were born. And they're like, when they're little, they're like, wow. And then when they're older, they start to really like, they want to hang their own ornaments. And we didn't continue by buying each of them their own ornament every year. It would just be like, oh, this was our family vacation. Or so they'd take turns hanging. But it was the family tree. And I don't know if I'm going to have that this year because I don't know if those ornaments are in storage and I can't get to them. There's a good chance they are. Another part of this tradition expands 2 more times. Because when my children left us to become adults on their own, I don't know if I got them an ornament until they got married, but when they got married, I got them, you know, their first ornament, their first year together. Now they're called their first married year together because everybody lives together. Back in our day, that didn't happen. So it was just your first year together. Now it could just be, you know, you're dating your first year together, whatever. Some of us might not want to remember those, although my husband was my first date. So I can, yay. I'm sorry, I'm so excited. I have a wonderful husband, and to think that we've been married for 2 years, and now we have 4 grandchildren. There's just nothing better. Okay, so once they got married, I started them on some. So I just kind of keep that tradition going now for them. Maybe they're doing it themselves. I really don't know. But then the 3rd level of this is grandchildren. So when we got married, we had no ornaments for our tree. I went to the store and got some fabric, and I made, I don't know, 50 bows. I sewed them. And I hung them on the tree because we had nothing. And then we got that first ornament and hung it. And after that, we got a gift from my aunt who gave me some from her young married life, which I wish I had held on to. I feel so horrible. Sometimes you give things away and you don't realize at the time how much you would have treasured those later on. They were probably from the 1940s and might have been mercury glass. I mean, just beautiful. So now that I have grandkids, they get an ornament from us every year. So my point is, when they are adults, they will already have ornaments since the day they were, or since the year they were born, and they won't start married life with a naked tree. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. I'm going to share my 4 grandchildren's ornaments that I'll be giving them this year. I'll start with my boys. My oldest, Cal. Oops, let's see, where are we? There we are. This is a Hallmark keepsake. It is a dated ornament, and this is Dr. Seuss. And it's a little phonograph that plays "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch." Well, he loves the Grinch so much. They were just at Universal Studios last weekend, and they were allowed to buy 2 stuffed animals. He bought 2 identical Grinches. That's how much he loves the Grinch. So he's gonna love this. I'm so excited to give it to him. And then my other grandson, Crew, he's into Marvel. I mean, this child, he transforms himself from doing spider webs to being the Hulk or Iron Man. I don't know what Iron Man does, but he does. He makes, like, probably does this or something. I don't know. He's gonna love it. And, you know, maybe he'll grow out. I am gonna say he'll grow out of it, but they don't. My boys that are in their mid-30s are still into Legos, Marvel. In fact, just about everything they ask for Christmas is, the one likes the DC a little bit better. So one does DC and the other does Marvel and Legos. They both are into Legos. So I say they'll grow out of it. They don't grow out of it. Okay, and now, so excited. My 2 new grandbabies are little girls. Look at that. Nessa, short for Vanessa, with the date on there and the crib. Isn't it adorable? I love it. And then this one actually didn't look as cute online. It's kind of interesting. I almost didn't buy it, but this one's way more, oops, sorry, I hit the camera. This one's way more 3D, if you can tell, than that other one. So this is Vivi, short for Vivian. I mean, they're just adorable, right? And I love these, like claymation. I don't know if that's what they are. So that is our tradition number 1 is Christmas ornaments. And if you have any ornament traditions that you do, I would love to hear them in the comments below. I can think of things. I'm gonna make some suggestions that are not what mine are. I just got in some of my Ann Clark cookie cutters for Christmas, and I will be doing a royal icing Christmas cookie video. So, but I was thinking about those, and I have cookie cutters from when I was a child. My mother did the pressed cookies. And so I was thinking, you know, definitely you could hang cookie cutters on your tree. I've seen that done. But what about baking cookies? And then for like an Advent thing where you do a countdown, you could either put cookies on the tree every day for 25 days, or you could eat them. You know, have them already on the tree, bake them over Thanksgiving, hang them on your tree, and then every day the kids get to eat a cookie off the tree. I don't know, that was one idea. I had something else. Oh, this is just basic. Like some people make ornaments, make them out of clay. My mother and I used to do ceramics. So I have a whole collection of little ceramic characters that she did when my kids were little. Some people, I've been watching YouTube videos where people are making ornaments for their own trees, but what a great gift, you know, make your own. Like these were styrofoam ones with burlap and stuff, really cute. Anyway, I would love to hear your ideas. And do you have a family tree? And by that, I mean that has like special meaning for your family. I hope you'll join me for our next in the series. And I'm not sure what it's gonna be yet, but it will be another tradition. So you guys enjoy your holiday season and your decorating and your shopping, and try not to get stressed. And maybe next time I'll make something to drink while we talk. Bye.